His story has ended. But what about yours? Before you write your own story, choose the vessel of your power. Alright, so we get our choice of which servant we're getting. We're going to start with the first one. Pretty much just go down the list, because obviously Magical Fox Girl's the best girl. A young woman clothed in crimson raiment in the mannerism of a man. The servant is best suited for novice players. Yeah. Start with Nero first. I always awaken very abruptly. I don't even think it's a dream. I suddenly find myself walking to school. My headache worsens day by day, until it finally buzzes in my head like an alarm. That day, in potent numbness, I wake up twice as fast as normal. I walk to the schoolyard. It's clear and cloudless, 7:30 a.m. But what season is it? When I try to recall what season it is, I start to get so dizzy I almost pass out. I may wind up back in bed if I get let go and faint. For some reason, I have been embracing a rush of useless information. The normal stuff you see at school, like the hustle and bustle of my classmates by the entrance. It hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. When I push the thought, my field of vision fizzles. Today, there's a crowd of students milling in front of the school gate, and more are being directed that way. As to what's going on, there's a boy in black uniform in front of the school gate. He's my friend, as I recall. He's Issei Ryudo, as I recall. I remember this from the first time. When Issei notices me looking at him, he pushes through the crowd. Good morning. Lovely weather we're having, don't you think? Why do you look so surprised? We announced last week's assembly that this month's student council would strictly enforce school rules. He runs through his spiel as if this was the first time he'd ever disclosed the information. I already know this. I know it. I already know what happens. It's happened more than once. I'm seized by a headache. I'm so dizzy I feel like I'm being forcefully logged out of my consciousness. First, let me check your student ID. Need to remind you, but it should be on you at all times. My login ID is being checked. It's so obvious now. I answer clearly to the question that usually makes me go dizzy. Starting with male first. What was his last name again? Not enough room. One letter off. Well, Kishinada is fine. Kishinami is what it's supposed to be. Oh, nickname. Okay. Let's go Kurtai then, I guess. Yeah, good enough. Great, there's no telling when an emergency might occur, and it would be a help to have your ID. I feel nauseous. I know it has nothing to do with what I ate for breakfast this morning. I feel nauseous because of the world around me. It's repeating itself over and over, and that's what's making me sick. Now for the uniform inspection. Collar, check. Pants hem, check. And your socks, check. I want him to get out of my way. I want this repetition to stop. I push him aside and go forward. I'm not nice about it either. Next is the contents of your bag. Notebook, textbooks, pencil box, not even a whiff of contraband. Your nails are evenly cut and your hair cut is sensible. Indeed, it's quite remarkable. You're a model Tsukimihara Academy student. He keeps talking loudly even though he's facing no one. I have a headache. I'm shivering. I know one thing for sure. This is wrong. This can't be the school I know. It can't be. I have to go. I have to hurry and wake up, or else it will be too late. But who am I awakening for? My anxiety and headaches are only getting worse. Afternoon arrives while I'm desperately trying to find a way to escape this bizarre situation. As is now the norm, my vision is overlaid with some kind of unnatural distortion. Uneasiness, futility, emptiness. I want someone to explain to me the true nature behind all these feelings. There must be a key somewhere. Something that will have all the answers to all my questions. Where's everyone? It's like a ghost town around here. Things are getting weird. They're probably just gonna say the same things. So let's see, do I have to go to the spot where Leo was at again? I'm just gonna save real quick. The moment I step foot on the first floor, my feelings of unease intensify. There's a student wearing red uniform, Leo, the new transfer student. The instant I laid eyes on him, I immediately felt intimidated and humiliated. There's also someone tailing him. It looks like one of my classmates. The more I think, the more I realize that Leo isn't the only anomaly I've come across on the campus. There are other things that seem off as well. It's becoming clearer now. There are people who shouldn't exist. Students that mysteriously vanished. The fabric of reality is coming unraveled. Don't turn away now. What is the truth? What defines the world we know? There is a reason why you're here. Come, do not allow yourself to close your eyes to the truth. Leo and one of the guys from my class are talking in the hallway up ahead. The attention to details are quite impressive. Even the surrounding air is surprisingly substantial. If that's the case, then the world is in some ways more real than the real world it represents. How about you guys? What are your thoughts on this? You guys. For a moment, it feels like he's including me in this comment. However, Leo begins speaking to my classmate, seemingly oblivious to my presence. Greetings. I believe this is the first time we've had an actual conversation. Leo gives me a smile with no hostility. However, I have the suspicion that there's something malicious behind his smile. Attending school wasn't half bad. I've never had the opportunity to go to one before now. In that respect, this has been quite an interesting experience. However, the time for fun has come to an end. I did not come here to play at being a student. No matter how enjoyable the detour, eventually one must return to their appointed path. And for me, the time to do so has arrived. With those final words, Leo turns his back on me. Farewell. No, that's not quite right. I don't think farewell would be accurate in this situation. For reasons I can't explain, I have a distinct feeling that we'll see each other again. So I guess I should use the more congenial see you later. Well, it's time to move on. I wish you the best of luck. Leo said as much, even going so far to look in my direction. For some inexplicable reason, I'm not surprised that Leo knew I was spying on him. I'm trying to get things straightened out in my mind when Leo suddenly disappears. The student who's following him also disappears after touching the same spot on the wall. At the same moment he vanishes, my vision distorts and the shock threatens to overwhelm me. What is going on here? I wonder if this place is the source of my unease. Like him, I place my hand on the wall, expecting to be drawn in. I see now that the way to the truth, to why I have these feelings, begins right here. The atmosphere changes. There's a doorway, an entrance, where the concrete wall used to be. It's not something of this world. There's no doubt this door leads to some place unfathomable. I bid farewell to the false world and take my first step toward the truth. An entrance to another world. Beyond this door, the previous statement perfectly describes the view before me. Walking behind me is my strange, silent attendant. It is to be my sword and shield for what lies ahead, A disembodied voice suddenly confirms my thoughts. Although I have yet to learn anything, I need to do something besides stand here. At the very least, there might be some clues to this bizarre experience up ahead. I have no choice but to head into the darkness with only this strange doll as protection. No longer a typical school campus, the floors and walls, the air, even the aura are slightly off. It wouldn't surprise me to see a monster pop out of the shadows. It's very much like a dungeon here. Welcome, potential master. With a shocking suddenness, a voice begins speaking. It sounds like it's coming from the sky above, empty sky above. If you are looking for answers, you must reach the goal. Now please step forward. Okay, that's interesting camera. Okay. Okay. The illuminated cube in front of you is called an item folder. Inside it is farewell presents of sorts for those about to face the coming trial. Touch it and open it. Ether shard. Well, I guess I don't have my servant yet, so. Before you use an enemy program, it is programmed to attack on sight. Touching it will initiate a battle. But you won't actually fight as you are too fragile. The effigy given to you will fight in your stead. If your effigy is ever destroyed in battle, you will no longer be shielded from harm. To put it bluntly, you will die, so be very careful in battle. But there's no need to be afraid, for now. Just do what I say and you'll be perfectly safe for the time being. First off, why don't I explain a little bit about battles. First of all, there are 3 basic commands you can issue in battle. Attack, guard, and break. Each turn in battle is comprised of 6 actions, and you'll need to tell your effigy what your strategy is to be. Okay, divided into turns, with 6 commands being issued at each turn. Once confirmed, they'll be executed all at once. The enemy before you should be quite easy to defeat, as they'll only perform break. Break, which is focused solely on power, shouldn't be much of a problem against attack. Now use attack command to destroy the program. Rock, paper, scissors, yeah. Use the directional buttons to choose the command and then press X to confirm your selection. Enter 6 attack commands from the up directional and press X to stand by. Fine. So it's telling me straight up. Okay. So, how did it go? One thing to know is that each turn you'll have a plan of series 6 moves that will defeat your foe. The goal is still far ahead. If you must bask in the afterglow of your victory, do so while moving forward. You can overcome break by using attack. Oh look, here comes another program. You seem nervous. Perhaps you're anxious about fighting in another battle. Don't be alarmed. The enemy isn't strong enough to harm you. It is programmed to only use attack. While attack is a potent action, using guard will allow you to defend and then counterattack. Guard can be used to reduce the damage caused by enemy attack. I trust you know this. Guard will not only block an attack, but also unleash devastating counterattack. Now that you know this battle will unfold, use the appropriate command to defeat your enemy program. Yes, that's exactly right. As you may have already noticed, performing 3 successful actions will result in a chain. Performing multiple chain attacks can perform devastating follow-up attack on your opponent. If you land 3 strikes in a row, you'll perform an extra attack, which is an additional attack. While doing multiple chain attacks in the heat of battle can be difficult, the results will make it worth the effort. Now please proceed. Let me guess, break? Should be used to the fundamentals of battle at this point, but I'll walk you through this one last time. This program will only use guard and do nothing in battle but defend against harm. No matter how stout one's defense may be, it will be for naught against the break command. Remember, always use the appropriate command in any given situation. You have been through 3 battles and have used attack, guard, and break commands. Someone as intuitive and observant as you has already noticed this. Each of the 3 attacks balance each other out, creating a situation where no attack is dominant. What I just covered is the absolute basics of battle and the minimum info you'll need to know. Once you master the basics, all that's left is to test yourself in battle and gain valuable experience. Now please proceed. All the enemy programs you faced so far will only use one move, which won't happen in a real fight. Like you, your enemies will choose their actions based on situation and general observation. Their actions will be very difficult for you to predict at first. As you face the same enemy multiple times, you'll be able to read their tendencies and patterns accurately. When you first enter a battle, your opponent's moves will be mostly hidden. Being able to guess your opponent's moves will only be a limited amount of info is the key to victory. Although, considering your lack of fighting experience, I may be expecting too much from you. Anyway, please try your best. So it's going to use break, break, guard. So that would be... we'll just repeat. Try that out. Oh. Cool. That was exactly it. Good job. Alright then, please proceed to the final room. I made it. At the end of a very long road, after going through a door that suddenly appeared in the wall. The oppressive air of this place where the spirits of the dead still linger. Here's my goal. That's what I thought. Further in, it appears as if someone had collapsed. When I look at his face, it's assumed that I was following Leo just now. I call out to him but get no reply. I shake him in an attempt to wake him when I notice he is stone cold. I go pale as the corpse before me, and I can no longer think coherently. All I can do is stare in bewilderment. It is at this moment... the falling effigy lying next to the male student comes to its feet with a clatter. After having fight several enemy programs to get here, it's obvious that this thing is an enemy as well. Without warning, it suddenly twists around and comes right at me. Don't know anything? Okay. Let's try... Let's guess. Damn. Crap. I forgot what it exactly did. Of course. Oh my god! It's just guarding! Fuck. Just break that fucker. And now I'm dead. You seem to be liking as well. I can hear the sound of a distant voice. The time has come. With our inevitable loss, I'll consider this round of preliminaries to be over. Farewell. I pray you find peace in your annihilation. That is the voice's final words to me. I don't have the power to protest. All I can do is stare at the floor. I think I'm going to die here. Suddenly, at the edge of my now hazy vision, a number of brown-colored lumps seem to rise from the ground. Actually, it might be that I just noticed them now. They seem to have been there from the beginning for all I know. Those lumps are the bodies of the untold number of falling Sukumihara Academy students. The guy before me wasn't the only one to fall. All the others made it here and died, unable to do anything. In a very short while, I suppose I'll become one of them. Maybe I should just close my eyes now. I did all that I could. Maybe it would be better for it to end now. I refuse to give up. I summon all my strength in an attempt to get back to my feet. However, as I try to move, an unbearable, intense pain shoots through my entire body. If that's how it's going to be... No, if this is... I don't want to end like this. I can't ignore the intense pain coursing through my body. I've reached a point where I can no longer see stars in my eyes, and I feel like they're on fire. I feel like all 5 of my senses are being ripped from my body. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of the pain. I'm afraid of losing my senses. I'm afraid of becoming a corpse. And the most terrifying thing, disappearing without a trace for any reason at all. It's not right that I disappear here. My consciousness, shot through with waves of distortion, scream out against the injustice of us all. What was the purpose of suffering through those headaches just to fade away here and now? What were they all for if it just fade away here and now? I have to stand up. It's okay if I'm scared. It's okay if I'm in pain. I have to rise above all that. Because I have yet to fight my own volition and in my own terms.
死の淵において恐れを抱き、恐れを飲みながらなお戦うか。見事だ。よくぞ言った。名も知らぬ路傍の者よ。その願い、世界が聞き逃そうとも、世が確かに感じ入った。拳を握れ、顔を上げよ。命運は尽きぬ。なぜなら、そなたの運命は今始まるのだから。
Sound of breaking glass was accompanied by a light cutting through the gloom. I managed to move my weary body and aching head to see what's happening. I didn't notice it before, but something was slowly rising up from the floor in the middle of the room. That form. Its appearance isn't much different from that of a human being, but something was different, clearly so. The power emanating from it transcended that of any human, or of any enemy I've faced getting here. An awesome power that seems like it would vaporize anyone it touched swirls within my body almost against my will. Of course they had to do this scene. I was tempted to say no there. She takes hold of my hand and helps me to my feet. From the hand she grabbed comes a sudden warmth, and then a sharp pain, like I've been cut by a knife. On the back of my hand, as though tattooed, is a strange symbol that looks like some kind of crest. Totally confused, I alternate between staring at the mark on my hand and the person standing before me. And then a noise behind me brings me back to my senses. Turning around, I see that the effigy from before is still there, now in a fighting stance. I wince uncontrollably, recalling my previous defeat at its hands. What an excitable master I have. Why are you so flustered? While I am by your side, have no fear that you may lose your way. Remember that victory is all that matters. My blade is the ultimate instrument. Even the muses themselves would bow before the sound it makes. Master, strike with my sword. Show me the extent of your abilities in the first battle. Oh, cool. Now we can know what it's doing. So that would be... Okay. The battered effigy stops moving. There's no way it'll still function after being effectively torn apart. That wasn't entertaining at all. Considering how long I've waited for such a moment, I'm truly unsatisfied. She continues to talk. However, the sound of her voice doesn't quite reach my ears. The heat coming from the mark of my hand grew in intensity during the fight, and the resulting pain has become unbearable and burns through my consciousness. The mark imprinted on your hand is your command seal. It's proof that you hold dominion over a servant. You can use it to give 3 orders that must be obeyed. Think of them as disposable strengthening spells. It is also proof of your participation in the Holy Grail War. If you lose it for some reason, you will die. Ugh, okay, that sucks. Once again, I hear that voice. I somehow manage to ignore the pain and listen to what it has to say. I can understand your confusion, but before I forget, congratulations, you have endured much to make it here. Now rest for a while. You've achieved your first goal. It was an incredibly clumsy effort, to say the least, but that's what made it all the more entertaining. I've had this duty for a long time, but this is the first time I've seen a master as helpless as you. Nevertheless, be proud of your achievement. Your quick thinking came as a result of nerves and rashness. Thinking about it, the voice sounds like that of a 30-year-old man, and it's really irritatingly smug. For some reason, I can see the owner of the voice as a priest, dressed in a somber costume. Oh, it's cute. It's Kodamine. Oh, you're curious about my identity? I am honored, but I am insignificant. I'm merely part of the system. I'm just a guide, tasked with giving a standard message and given the personality of a prior participant. I'm no more than words, no more than a mountain of you just conquered, no more than a record of the past. A record. So if I raise any objections to this voice, does that mean I won't receive any answers in return? Exactly. Well, this is unexpected. You have received a commendation, something about you having a light. I have no clue who would say such a thing about me. But that short phrase stuck in my heart because, for some unknown reason, I knew the words were sincere. And as for I expect good things from you, it seemed like more of a command than an encouragement. Now let's commence your baptism. You have proven yourself worthy of the honor. For the most part, the monotony of everyday life continues on without end. Your decision to look beyond the accepted and progress means you have earned the right to exist. However, you have but taken the first step. Be jubilant, young knight, for the Holy Grail War begins now. I have no idea what he's talking about. The Holy Grail War? The right to exist? That is correct. The object of great power once existed in the world, one that could grant any desire. People called it the Holy Grail and fought endlessly to attempt to gain sole possession of it. This war, the system you find yourself in now, is an evolution of those struggles. You stand at the entrance of a deadly struggle where many magi will perish in pursuit of the Holy Grail. Listen, magi, had I not bestowed upon the earth desire, you'd be merely saints capable of committing sin. Now fight to the death. The fiery throne of heaven will only receive those with the strongest of desires. The voice reverberates through the hidden chapel, as if it were the voice of a god. Kill? Magi? Holy Grail that grants wishes? These questions and more swirl inside my head and almost seem to carve themselves into my flesh. In war, a weapon is needed. That is your servant. They are the spear that pierces, the shield that protects. The legendary soul whose purpose is to clear your way to the Grail. That is the one that stands beside you. I glance over at the young woman in red standing next to me, who is looking up into the sky. She is my servant. It seems you have decided, and with that decision as payment, I open the gates of the Holy Grail War. The marks on my hand, my command seal, once again begin to become excruciatingly painful. It's over. I can't take it anymore. I reach the limits of my endurance and my mind starts to shut down. As I lose consciousness, I can vaguely hear the voice's final words. Now let the Holy Grail War begin. No matter the era, deciding who is worthy through battle is the divine providence of man. Magi who have been invited here by the moon, show me your true strength.
ぬかるみの日常は燃え尽きた。魔術師による生存競争。運命の車輪は回る。最も弱き者よ、剣を鍛えよ。その命が育んだ己の価値を示すために。
The sky burns. Houses collapse into ruin. People fall to the ground. Roads come to an end. The conflict started here. With this, the world that was will be restored. It is here that I alone had survived. Don't remember, never forget. Oblivion is salvation and sin. Never forget. I was born from purgation. This must be a nightmare. This has to be somewhere. It could be anywhere. These events that occur in the true memories of childhood. A torrent of blood flows, and a voice resonating with bitter resentment can be heard. Lives fade away without a thought. Friends, family, strangers, all gone. Soldiers with guns, families trying to hold together. A grotesque struggle to the last, until a gentle peace descends as death comes to claim them. I could not accept all that I have seen. The question of why never left me. Even with the divide between conflict and catastrophe, why did such a tragedy occur? No, more importantly, why has this world been turned into hell on Earth? A gentle rain begins to fall. All things once living fade away, leaving only one behind. Amidst the helplessness and despair, their souls' last feelings are of rage and regret. The rain wets their cheeks as their eyes close one last time, dying forgotten and alone. Seeing this, I struggle to rise from the depths of death. I will not accept what I have been shown. If I can live again, I will definitely. But there's no second chances, and before long the rain has cleansed the scorched earth. Never forget. I was born from purgation. What that means. Somehow, please don't forget it. It seems I saw some sort of twisted, distorted dream. With that, I wake up in the nurse's office. I must have collapsed and was brought here. So was that world, the effigy that blocked my way, and that servant, all a dream as well? No, this nurse's office is far different from the one I knew. It's similar, but off, somehow. So you're finally awake. I guess there's no limits to the feebleness after all. While you were unconscious, I had naught to do but stare at you while you slept. The overwhelming, unforgettable presence of someone suddenly appears beside my bed. What I think to be a valiant young man garbed in crimson is, in fact, a young woman. But as this is not human, any normal conclusion based on gender or her looks would be moot. But it's all for the best as you come to in time for the start of the Holy Grail War. Incidentally, you are fully aware of what the Holy Grail War entails, correct? Oh, yeah, technically, yeah, I know. Is that so? Then there's nothing for me to worry about. Now then, do you know what a servant is? Yeah. Wonderful, it's enough to know that those of the Saber class make the best servants. So then, allow me to test your knowledge. I'm sure you know which class I belong to, yes? Correct, as Saber class is the best servant class, it's obvious that I'm a Saber. Yes, you have answered well. I can sense the promise and potential in you. Now then, from this time forward, you may refer to me as Saber. No honorifics are necessary. As you are my master, I'll allow you to address me as an equal. Saber. Her personality is going to be difficult to deal with, but she's definitely a worthy ally. I'm guessing if I said no to the servants and stuff, she would have done the big, long explanation. I basically just skipped all that. Whatever, I know what that stuff is anyways. Wait, if all servants are legendary souls, I wonder who Saber was in real life. My true name? I have nothing embarrassing to conceal, and I'd be happy to tell you. But it'd be a disaster if an enemy were to learn my true identity from you. But if my name were to be known, it wouldn't affect my resolve or my approach to battle. I'll share my name once I have learned a little more about you. But I understand you're uneasy at knowing nothing at all. Although I can't tell you my name, question not the truth of my words. As for the Holy Grail, all I know is it grants wishes and creates servants using famous figures from history. With you as a magus and I as the mightiest of legendary souls by your side, the Holy Grail will be ours. For now, let that truth put your mind at ease. Allow my sword to clear away all your doubts. With that, my servant disappears into the ether. However, I can feel their presence nearby. They must be staying out of sight when they're not needed, so their identity can't be compromised. But how their identity would be guessed just by their appearance is beyond me. Hakuno, you're finally awake. I'm so relieved. You don't seem to have any injuries, so feel free to leave when you feel like it. Also, all your memories have been restored by Seraph, so do not worry. Any magi that seeks the Holy Grail have their memories suppressed and are given those of a student. Only masters who manage to recover themselves are allowed to enter the main tournament. Now that you have regained your memories, please review them to make sure they're complete. Regain my memories? That's not right. Outside of my name, I can't recall anything of my past. I realize that everyone around me was forced to believe they are normal students. However, I cannot remember a single thing that happened to me before then. Your memory restoration failed? I cannot help you. I, Sakura Mato, am just a custodial AI. My complaints were totally ignored. It seems she can't act beyond her programming. Oh, I should give this to you before I forget. She gives me some kind of portable terminal. I assume it's for getting messages and whatnot. As a participant, you should pay attention to any messages that appear in your terminal. Press triangle while in the arena to bring up the terminal. Okay. You can check on servant's condition by selecting status. Review information you gathered on your opponent using the matrix menu. Equip menu option to change equipment. See what equipment you're currently using. Items, check items you have on your hand. Informal wear. Select system stuff. Save progress and shit like that. Okay, cool. I can move now. Alright, so technically this recording happened 8 months after the previous one. Basically, as soon as I loaded that save, because a lot of things happened and stuff. And I realized I missed a lot of cutscenes in the last thing, and I didn't feel like re-recording them. I wanted to, and I was constantly going back and forth, and before I knew it, other games were coming out, and I kind of just put this one off to the side until just now. So yeah, it's been quite a while since I played this. But I did see some of the stuff that I... Command spells. Ah. Okay. Oh yeah, I guess that would be my... Keyword. Oh, that are noble phantasm. Oh yeah, those are noble phantasm, isn't it? Handcrafted crimson sword wielded by Saber. When summoned by a master, following inscriptions on the blade. Anti-magic. Nullifies minor spells consisting of chance of 2 versus or less and effective against high-level thaumaturgy with and the Grail ritual. The Saber itself is negligible with resistance to magic. The effectiveness of the skill is practically low. Even by normal standard of Saber. Migraine. Curse that was inherited by her place of birth during her mortal life. As a result, crushing headaches inflicted on the condition. His effective mental state decreases considerably. No side effect seems to concern when Saber is the fact that it prevents her from demonstrating what she considers her defined talent for performing arts. Okay. Okay. I was just curious. Oh right, I do have health and stuff. Please. Increases MP by 10. Okay. Oh, Hakano, have you met Father Konamine yet? Good luck on the tournament. It will test your limits. So I'm guessing that's just Sakura and not BB. I mean, for all I know, BB only shows up in CCC, but... Oh, I guess I can't... okay. Right. I guess we can wander around here for a little bit. Finally, the Holy Grail War is underway. Seeing my memories were sealed away in the prelims, I'm surprised I made it this far. Door supply room is locked tight. Actually, it feels like it was sealed shut somehow rather than merely locked. Hey, you want to team up together? With you? First, how'd you get on Shinji's level? Then how about you get on Shinji's level? That guy's a jerk, and it wouldn't be smart to partner with him. He'd stab you in the back, man. Yeah, that sounds about right. Fuck Shinji. I've dived into a lot of virtual worlds, but this is the most real. My compliments to Seraph. Sometimes wishes really do come true. I'm grateful to be here. If you want to hone in on victory, hone in your body. Training does a body good, even a virtual one. You look like the kind of kid that enjoys a good sweat. You like to feel the burn, don't you? Oh. Oh yeah, archery club, right. All the Haraway's, they sent him. The Haraway family must be really serious about the gang of Grail. Oh, didn't you know? Leonard is sitting pretty to be the next head of the Haraway family. Just some kind of prodigy to be chosen as an heir at his age. Okay, you can't go up that way. I did see I can go to the main gate from here. Main gate is tightly sealed. Looks like the only way to get out of this place is to be the last one standing. This is a real thing, huh? The ride here is totally different from the prelims. Went to the rooftop to get a good look at the sky. You should take a look. It's pretty wild. Hey, have you heard of that Kodomine guy? Haven't seen him around. Strange that. I guess I can't go inside any of these rooms, it looks like. The entrance is sealed tight. Okay. Go downstairs. Why not? In hell, money conquers all. Welcome to Tsukumi Hara Academy Commissionary. You can buy and sell items or formal wear at the commissionary. Check your stock. If you don't have a piece of formal wear equipped, you will not be able to take advantage of its effects. What you got? Got 1,000 HP and stuff. Okay. MP bite. Well, I can't afford that anyway, so I'll hold off on this for now because I don't know if I need any of that stuff right now or not. Oh, Issei got here. Cool. Oh, you've gotten through. That's excellent. You haven't seen Tsukumi Hara until you've seen our rooftop. That's weird. I can't get into the classroom. Guess I'll have to kill a bit of time. Won't budge if I try to open it. Guess I can't get in. So you're the infamous ghost in the machine. It's surprising that such a thing exists. It's more surprising that Tosaka's participating in this Holy Grail war. It's sobering. That's classroom 2B. Now that the Holy Grail has begun, it isn't even a classroom anymore. Door won't budge. These things say? Okay, it's not. Boys' bathroom. I don't really need to go now. Things seem stricter this round. Kind of like the prelims. So, okay, all the student council types are NPCs. They're dressed in boring old black figures. If you have a question, I'm sure they'll answer you or try trying. You're a master too. Don't come near me. I have nothing to say to you. Oh, so Issei's just an NPC? I guess that makes sense. But what about the teachers? Are you assuming? Oh, hey. It's Alice. You're a master too, mister? Oh, okay. No, Ronnie. Multimedia room. Oh, okay. Ah, of course Reen's up here. I've investigated the school from top to bottom. There's nothing unique about it. The girl pats the walls and floors, murmuring something to herself. We've never met, but she can't be anyone but Rin Tosaka. She has a nice face and figure, gets good grades, and is popular at Tsukimihara Academy. From what I hear, she even makes Shinji jealous. However, she became popular while the school was at peace. Things are different now. That defiant gaze is nothing like a vacant smile of a popular kid. The Holy Grail War. Before I knew it, the school had turned into a battlefield. Rin knows it too. Yeah, I hadn't registered it before, but we're all predators now. It's kill or be killed. I have to acknowledge that it's the truth, even if I don't want to. Okay, hey you over there. Her eyes soften as she looks at me. Yeah, you, I haven't checked out the NPCs out much. I know a simple way. Don't you move. Unexpectedly, her fingers reach out and touch my cheek. Such thin, delicate fingers. I realize how remarkable it is that so strong a gaze can come from so innocent a frame. Imagine that. You're warm, though you shouldn't be. Huh, that's weird. Seeing a red cheek flush like that. Her face is just 3 centimeters from the tip of my nose. My heart races at the closeness. Her breath exhales warmly against my cheek, and her hair tickles my bare neck. Her pat down on my shoulders and stomach seem playful compared to the harsh gaze from earlier. Transfixed, I'm unable to move as her pale fingers slide all over me. Interesting. You're more well-built than I expected. You look and feel real. Maybe more real than most people. Hey, what are you laughing at? It's to our advantage to look into everything, even the NPCs. She looks behind her, scowling. Though invisible, her servant must be there. Huh? He's a master too? No, a master should be more... Wait, that means when I felt up... She must be thinking about it now, because she's blushing, as am I. How embarrassing. Shut up, I can make mistakes too, you know. Don't call me a pervert. Please, Ku. I'm pretty sure she was addressing the off-color comment coming from her servant there. Couldn't have been my imagination, or a hacker such a detailed NPC would rarely exist otherwise. Anyway, you're to blame for being confusing. You're too bland to be anything but an NPC. Nothing but a blank look on your face, even now. Were the prelims too boring to jog your memories? She touched on the subject that I would rather not think about, even in jest. It kind of grinds me to a halt. No way, your memories still haven't returned? That's really not good. Once you enter the Holy Grail War, the only way out is the win. Leaving prematurely isn't allowed. Even without memories or previous battle experience, you still have to fight. Oh, it doesn't matter. You'll be defeated in the Holy Grail War soon enough. As the concern disappears from her voice, I glimpse the real Tosaka, my opponent in the Holy Grail War. It isn't personal. She considers everyone in the Holy Grail War her enemy. An impudent blow, but it piques my interest. You don't have an intriguing foe, should you have the courage. Those are fighting words, Master. When we meet her in battle, I will give her my answer to them. Unlike my servant, I have no witty response to my future rival. I have to win. Now that I know what's at stake, I have to win. Well, I guess I pity you. We're not cracking into the system and destroying it, we're hacking. I don't know what's on the other side of Seraph's wall once it goes down. Did your soul get jarred after you made it to the main event? If it's lost or unreadable, then how about you investigate later? Well, in any case, you don't look like you're cut out for fighting. Thanks to excitement or nerves, everything feels unreal, no matter if you have memories or not. You can't help feeling like you're in a dream. It'll be hard to win feeling so disoriented. So I've lost my memories. Who am I? What's my story? What am I even doing in this Holy Grail War in the first place? All I know is that I'm a master with a servant at my command. I logged in on a whim and somehow made it to the prelims. Must be a prodigy or something. My first opponent is Tosaka, but I'm not worried about it. I'll take her out in a flash. What? Rest in peace, dude. Hey Kishina, remember me? We're in the same class in the preliminaries. Don't worry, it's not your fault. It's that these default avatars all look alike. I really want to try customizing my avatar like Tosaka or Shinji. sure. Don't worry, we don't have to pretend. We're both using plain default avatars. People with custom avatars like Tosaka and Shinji must have some seriously mad skills. If the classroom are all bullpens for masters, then everyone here must be a master. Everyone looks so strong. I hope I can keep up. Once your opponent has been decided, it's like the tournament has officially begun. What, you don't know who you're fighting? You better go find Father Konomine. Okay, now I should probably go talk to him. He must be an NPC. Like, he's the head honcho of the black shirts or something. He's definitely not human. Well, not humane, at least. Yeah, that sounds about right. So you're the infamous Okay. Same thing. Find yourself. He's putzing around in school. Oh, so I have to track him down. He's not in the church. Such a lucky guy. My servant rules. Your servant's pretty awesome, too. It's invisible, but I can tell. Okay, so all the same kind of... Yep. Same thing. I did take a quick look and see, like, certain characters... Oh, Ronnie. Okay. Hello. Your opponent is yet undetermined? That's unusual. Perhaps you ought to ask Father Konomine about it. We are the student council are responsible for ensuring the Holy Grail runs smoothly. If you have any concerns, speak to someone in a black uniform. We will help as we are able. And you say, please point me in the right direction? I get... Okay. I kind of figured that there wasn't anything there. Nothing over here. He's not on the roof too, is he? Oh, Ring's still up here. Oh, if it isn't our resident lost little master, is there something else you wanted me? I said already, but we're at war and you're my enemy. I have no desire to be your friend. Seeing you can't remember anything, I guess any info would be useful to you. Since no one else is stupid enough to help, I guess I will. If it's only about the basics, I'll tell you what I can. That should be enough, right? Beyond the basics, you're on your own. Poke around the Seraph if you need more specific info. That's right, you have no clue about anything. Let me start from scratch then. Seraph refers to the artificial world you are in now. Think of it as kind of a virtual reality. With that being said, it works on a level far removed from supercomputers and network clusters. The creation of a single legendary soul is far beyond the capacity of most of the world's computers. But in this place, there are more than 100 currently in existence. Imagine the power needed to just run the preliminaries, with all the necessary NPCs, etc. Things here are so anomalous that it requires godlike hacking skills just to gain access. And to be able to digitize yourself and exist here requires that you be a Magus level hacker. So are you okay with what I've told you up until now? Okay then, what do you want to know about first? Okay. Oh geez, there's a lot. As the whole point of this place is to win the Holy Grail, it's probably a good place to start. Since I've never actually seen it in person, I can't fill you in all the details. However, I can safely say it does exist and its power to grant wishes is beyond doubt. Some Western pluricats have tried to seal it away. Others are here to obtain it for themselves. Even dismissing rumor, the power inherent in the Holy Grail is enough to change reality. And only the last master standing will enter the center of the Seraph and claim the Holy Grail. That is why all masters are enemies. Of course, this includes you and me. As the Seraph is a virtual world, I'm sure you're aware of none of us have any substance. Normal hackers enter systems using a program, but methods used by Magus are far more advanced. A Magus will digitize their soul and insert themselves into virtual worlds such as this one. That lets them process data instantaneously, which would not be impossible for normal hackers. Of course, you can't learn to become a Magus. You have to be born with the required abilities. Born into it. Yes, that sounds right. Magi are those who are born with the necessary circuits. There's also what's called third magic, which allows weaker Magi to digitize their souls. Oh. Huh. So, what? Oh, this uses the heavens feel? Okay. Why in the hell are you asking about me? I have no desire to even pretend to be your friend. You think I'll say something that'll give you an edge. Maybe you're not completely stupid. However, it's a moot point as you won't get out of the first round. You're way too soft and weak. Although I'm no better, seeing how much time I've wasted trying to help you. How depressing. I still owe you for molesting you, so I'll help you with the basics and that's it.
So.
Is that it? Well, if you say so, I have no problem stopping now. Well, that's everything then. Don't bother me anymore with your stupid, pointless questions. Remember that you and I are enemies. Even in a temporary alliance between us would end badly. Instead of hanging around here, you should be using that time left to you more responsibility. Ah. Okay. Oh, there he is. Hey, Taiga's here. Cool. Hey, Hakuno, are you willing to do your poor teacher a tiny little favor, right? Right? Of course. Thank you. You made my day. So my favorite kendo sword is up and disappeared. I stashed it in the supply room, but it somehow managed to find its way into the arena. Since I can't go in there, I need you to get my kendo sword and hand it over during the first round. I'm not here all the time, so you'll want to check back every now and then. Thanks again. Cool. Yeah, I managed to summon one hell of a powerful servant. Guess who? Bet you can't. I was going to tell you, but you're right. It'd be pure to say on my part, wouldn't it? You're not going to tell me anyways. Do I look stupid? What makes you think I'd give away such important information? Yeah, of course. Oh, have you met Father Konomine? Good luck in the tournament. Yeah. Well, Shinji can qualify anyone with a pulse scan. Wow. Making it to the final round is going to be tough. Everyone here is the best of the best. I decided to participate in my honey. We're going to get through the prelims. I have to gather as much information as possible. I entered this war thingy with my darling, and we're both made past the prelims. Feel the terrifying power of love. Maybe you should find someone to help you out too. Alright, now I guess we can talk to him now. Congratulations, you have been deemed worthy of a participant in the Holy Grail War. You may call me Father Konomine. I am an NPC assigned to the task of supervising the Holy Grail War. As of today, you and your fellow Magi have been given the honor of fighting in the arena up ahead. The war is run as an elimination tournament, with the Grail being awarded to the last person standing. In other words, the participating masters will kill each other until there's only one person left. Simple enough to understand, yes. Even a complete idiot should be able to understand the rules. Masters get 6-day preparation period before elimination battles, which occur on the 7th day. I advise you to use the time given to devise the most efficient means of slaughtering your foe. On the 7th day, you and your foe will fight. The winner lives, the loser is deleted. If you wish to make a query, speak now. The right to ask about the rules is given to all. As I've already explained, after 6 days of preparation, you must kill your assigned opponent. You have chosen your servant to use as a weapon for that very purpose, have you not? Of course, the other masters are given the same time to prepare for battle and to kill. As for how to prepare, I cannot help you. Do whatever you feel is necessary. The terminal will relay any messages generated by the system which governs the Holy Grail War. It is the course of wisdom to pay heed to any message you may receive. I see. Good luck then. Is something troubling you? What was that? You have yet to be informed of your first round opponent? Just wait a moment. Strange, there seems to be a system error. I'll relocate your opponent by tomorrow. One last thing. Masters that continue to advance will be given a private room. Your room will be located in classroom 2B. Please enter this password into your terminal. Well, the time for conversation has come to an end. The door ahead leads to the arena. For today, concentrate on becoming accustomed to the inner workings of the arena. The arena entrance uses the same door you went through during the preliminaries. Good luck. me. Yep, it's red now. Go to me told me classroom 2B was my private room. If I can hold up my computer terminal, I can enter. When I raise the terminal to the knob, I hear a low hum, maybe an incantation. The door opens.
いささか殺風景だが、よい、我慢しよう。世に何か話したいことがあれば、ここでするとよかろう。
I'm relieved at both Saber's good mood and the fact that my private room was prepared. I should come back here whenever I want to talk to Saber.
どうした？落ち着かぬようだが、ここはそなたに馴染みの学び屋であろう。もちっと落ち着くがよい。世を見習え。ま、とはいえ気持ちはわかる。何事も初めての時は緊張するものだからな。二度とはない初陣だ。